What's up, everybody? Just wanted to hop on here. It's been a minute, but I wanted to make a video of a vehicle I just purchased. Here's my 1997 4Runner Limited. So as the title and thumbnail suggest, I did purchase this thing incredibly cheap. I'm not going to make you guys wait around or anything to see the price, but I did actually get this thing for $1,200. 1200, not 12,000. Posted this thing in some Facebook groups, and of course everyone suggested that I forgot a zero. You know, if you guys are familiar with the market on these things, there's quite a few base models online for 12 grand for some reason. Obviously, I'd never pay that for one, but really the point of today's video is just to really showcase what happens when you buy a $1,200 4Runner. So as you can expect, this is now basically a 30-year-old vehicle. Off the bat, you'll notice there is some wear and tear, and we got a dented up rear bumper, which of course is a cheap fix. Some broken clips here, probably gonna leave that off and get an SR5 bumper for it. Cracked valence. Typical things. As you may have noticed, she does need some tires. Front tires are pretty rough. Gonna get some nice little MTs on this thing, but as a whole, this thing's in pretty good shape. I'll give you a look at the inside here. So once again, 30-year-old vehicle. We're missing a few clips here and there. Missing the rear headrests. A little backstory on this, it is a one-owner vehicle. Of course, the family never had kids, so the rear seats, aside from some heat cracking, virtually untouched. You will notice some acorns and nuts, that sort of thing in there. We turned on the rear heat. When that blower kicked in, it revealed that I guess a mouse or a squirrel has been storing some things in this at some point. But as you see it right now, I haven't actually done anything. All I have done is rinse it off really good, take some stickers off the glass. I wanted to make this video really before I touched this thing so you guys could get an idea how I purchased it. Didn't want to give anyone a false idea of this awesome showroom vehicle. You'll notice another typical issue, the power antenna has been whacked at some point. It does not work, so that's something I gotta look into. I imagine it's not too hard to fix, but we will address that. Overall though, interior's in pretty good shape. Obviously, broken clip here. Seat's not torn though. Obviously, you'll notice the armrest is pretty rough. A pretty common issue, not too hard to fix or anything. You'll also notice it does have the fog light switch here. Yeah, I guess either the fog lights were never installed or at some point they were removed or maybe even broken off. We'll address that also. Of course, you'll notice we're sitting right at 225,000 miles, pretty much on the dot. Even said 225,000 miles, 30-year-old vehicle. She starts right up. That antenna trying to kick in. She does need an oil change, but running quiet, running good. Question that I know I'm going to get asked. Yes, the rear window does work. Obviously a little noisy, but that's an easy fix. The clock also still works, and that's a huge one for these. Cup holders are not broken. Radio does work even with the antenna broken. So let's get a little into the backstory on this thing. Why exactly was it $1,200? At some point on the original owners, it ended up overheating and they had it towed. From my understanding, they had just put in a new radiator and then that happened. So if you'll notice, it's been sitting out here. It is pretty dang hot today. We are sitting at a nice operating temperature. This thing's been driven a few times and have yet to get it to overheat. From my understanding, it was deemed that it needed a new motor. As I said, they had just replaced the radiator. Apparently they couldn't find any leaks, so they deemed that the coolant was going somewhere in the motor. However, it took me probably 5 minutes. I found the leak. The replacement radiator is actually the source of the issue. That's where the coolant's going, so getting that fixed here soon, but otherwise, she's a healthy 3.4. The nice thing about this, of course, is the steering itself is actually perfect and tight. No play whatsoever. Love it. Runs and drives, feels like a brand new vehicle. Maintenance was kept up, so unfortunately I think they just ditched it for an issue that wasn't really there. So obviously there's not much more to say about this thing. I'm gonna be fixing the few issues it has and making this my new daily driver. We've got some Hilux parts already ordered for, and I'm gonna be looking out for new bumpers first, of course, and a radiator. As some of you probably noticed, the Duramax is missing. It is off getting paint work right now. When I purchased the Duramax, I did actually know the bed was pretty beat up. I'm a perfectionist, so I wanted to get it repainted. The cab up was perfect, but when they got into the bed, we found probably a gallon of Bondo. Also a case of a accident-free vehicle. Obviously, it had been fixed off the record. But the Duramax will be back soon. The Avalon honestly just needs a lot of money put into the front end, brakes and everything like that. I'll park it for a little while, start putting parts in it, that sort of thing. Get it back perfect. And this right here will be the primary daily driver. Of course, you'd also have the Shelby Recently did some extended studs on this thing, as well as new markers. I was going to do new headlights. That's a whole story. I doubt I'll ever make a video on that, but we're just not going to talk about that. But yeah, this thing is just kind of existing at the moment. Got a brand new grill, brand new factory headlights, that sort of thing. Just wanted this thing to be perfect. But obviously the 4Runner is the main topic of this video. There's not much else really to say. Just wanted to throw that all in there. Hopefully we'll get some more regular videos coming here soon. Everything's just kind of been too much of a project, none of the good content, the things no one really wants to see. So that should conclude this video. I'll throw some clips of the 4Runner here in a second, but we'll see you guys next time.